So, here's a story that Robert Cialdini tells about commitment and consistency. It's Boxing Day, and he's in a big toy store, one of those giant toy stores that they have in America, and he bumps into his neighbour. And his neighbour is somebody that he very rarely sees because they're both men in their 40s. They're both busy working and earning the kind of money that allows them to buy things from toy stores. And he kind of greets his neighbour and he says, "Well, what are you doing here? And I haven't seen you for ages." And the neighbour says, "Well, no, I don't think you have. I think the last time we bumped into each other, in fact, was here last year." And Cialdini thinks, "Yeah, it was actually." And he said, "Well, what are you doing here this time?" And he said, "Well, I'm trying to buy that robot dog." And Cialdini's trying to buy the same robot dog. And he's a bit surprised by this. And the chap says, "No, this is no coincidence." And Robert Cialdini says, "Well, what do you mean it's no coincidence?" He said, "Well, that's the dog that was like advertised all the way through the run up to Christmas, yeah?" Cialdini says, "Yeah." And he said, "I bet you promised your son that dog for Christmas, didn't you?" I was like, yeah, I did." And he said, "Well, the way it works is they big up this toy, and so it's the toy that everybody wants for that Christmas, and then they create an artificial shortage." I said, "Like, really? What do you mean?" He said, "Well, they don't release as many of these things from the warehouse as they have, so there's an artificial shortage." It's starting to sound a bit like a conspiracy theory, but Cialdini hears him out, and he said, "And then what happens is, after Christmas, you promise this toy to your little boy, and so you buy him something else for Christmas. Of course, there are lots of toys in the store, just not the robot dog that you want. And then after Christmas, you have to come out and you have to buy it, don't you? Because you promised it your kids. And what kind of people don't honour promises to their kids?" And Cialdini gets furious about this, and he says, "Look, I'm not being manipulated like this. I'm an expert in psychological manipulation. I've just realised this is what's happening. I'm not going to be manipulated like this." And the neighbour looks at him and says, "Yeah, but that's not going to happen, is it? You've promised this toy to your kids. Doesn't matter what the principle is. You're still going to have to deliver it."